said, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, and it's
Hi.
hello. Oh,
Who's that?
that's Joan. In case you never
Joan.
Dr. Joan
I am
Angels.
the celebrity Joan Angel.
It is. I'm gonna see. I'm sitting outside in the shade under the misters, and I think it's about 111 outside.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. So when Joan and I first moved here, somebody said, "Oh, you're gonna love Scottsdale until it gets to be 111 years old."
111 degrees.
Oh my God, my brain is reading two things at the same time. Yeah, 111 degrees, and it's supposed to be 111 today. But you know what? I don't mind the heat. I don't.
Well, that's good. Hey, did you watch our video?
I haven't had a chance to yet. I've been working all morning on other things, but I will make sure. I've actually downloaded it because I'm going to be driving from here to California tomorrow. And it will give me fantastic to listen to on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, I do that with your classes. I download them to my phone so I can listen to them while I'm driving.
Yeah, well, that's why I say all the time that sound is more important than video.
I almost never watch videos. I just listen to the content.
Yeah, the sound is way more important than the picture when you're making videos. That's something that'll go into more during Impact Influence and Income.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking that class again.
Yeah, it's a good class. You know, there's more. There's different stuff to get every time. I've had people take that class 5 times.
I've noticed that. So I have the video not from the one I went to in February, but the one before that. And it's funny because I recognize some of the people. It's like, oh. So there are people that come and take it multiple times. And
I'm telling you, I've had people take it 5 times.
that's what you said. And I, when I first started working with you again in February, when was that? January. And we were in Mexico City. Somebody asked me why, because there are people who said, well, I've been with Clint for years and I keep taking his classes. And I don't remember who it was. And they asked me, and I said, I took his class 10 years ago, but I don't know why all these other people are taking his classes multiple times. And now I understand why. Check you out. Clint's home.
Yep.
That's gotta feel nice to be home for a while.
Yep.
So I don't have a home again. Joan and I moved out of our apartment last Wednesday. And I've been in a hotel since the 12th.
It's good.
Yeah. And then tomorrow I'm heading toward Florida, and Joan's heading to Sarasota. I'm heading to Sarasota. Joan's heading to Sedona. And
Dynamic duo.
We'll reconvene in August. Yeah, and if she can work it out, she wants to try to be at Celebrity Launchpad in August.
Oh, that would be good.
Doing the best she can.
She's doing the best she can.
No, I mean, I did the best I can. I would be there.
No, you're doing the best you know how at the moment, right? We're all doing the best we know how with what we know.
I like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Everybody's doing the best they can with what they know. I
Yep.
figured that out years ago. It makes it easier to practice forgiveness.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You wanted some help on some stories, or?
So one of the things I know that came with the speaking portion, going and speaking at these events like we did in Mexico City and here in Houston, is consulting with people on how to write that 5-minute presentation. So it's a really good presentation. And I forgot that I hadn't done that with you until I was in Houston. They were like, oh yeah, Clint made me, this is the speech that Clint wrote, and I have to say it word for word from, I was like, I never had Clint do that with me. So one of the things I've noticed with me, that's why I said stick the landing, I'm so comfortable on stage. And I have these stories that need to be, I think, woven a little bit better. But one of the places I've noticed I've had issues with for the last, well, since I started speaking in 2009, is that my closings suck. I need a really good, stick to the closing, and that's what I'm stuck with. I haven't been able to figure out how to close out my presentations with a really strong, memorable closing that sticks. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, let me try something for you.
So I don't know if you noticed that all of these presentations that I've now given four, the two in Mexico City and the two in Houston, they're like I practice them, and of course I forget a few things, but they're I just feel like they need to be more concise and have a more purposeful intent.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, I'm going to do your speech right now.
Okay,
And, I can only do this because I know you so well. And
right.
it's good that we're doing this now because I know you so well that I could do this. Okay. All right. Here I go.
Okay.
I'm 17 years old and I'm standing on the edge of a sheer cliff. And I'm just breathing in the moment because it's going to be one of my last. Trying to get the courage to jump. I'm like, one more breath and I could do it. And that's when I hear the voice. I kind of recognize that voice. What if everything that they've told you has been a lie? I flash back to the biggest lie was when I was 11 years old, washing dishes in the kitchen. I had 11 brothers and sisters. I grew up in a fundamentalist doomsday cult. And I'm standing there in the double sink with my hands in the dirty water. And my dad comes in with one of his buddies. They're both in their late 40s. And his buddy says, "Ooh, this one's a good worker. You think I could have this one?" And he's looking at me like drooling. And my dad goes, "Yeah, I think that could be arranged." Gives him a nice slap on the back. That was the first big lie. The first big lie was that I was just a piece of meat, a good worker to be promised away to a middle-aged man when I was just 11 years old. That's when I started running away. That's when I started rebelling. That's when I started trying to figure out, how am I going to get out of becoming Mrs. Fishman at the age of 14, legal marrying age in Montana. I ran away to Salt Lake City, Utah. I didn't have a job. I didn't have an education. I didn't have anything except my looks. But I had a dream. I had a belief that I could have my own life, that I could have a better life. And interestingly, surprisingly, the way that I built that life was one step at a time, building upon confidence. Confidence that I could get a job, confidence that I could do a job, confidence that I could be good at my job, confidence that I could have worth. And that has turned into 8 best-selling books and a life of being able to see the future, being confident that when I look into the future, that what I see is real. And recently I was doing one of my many television appearances and I was with my coach, because all the greatest achievers have coaches. And we were in the green room at CBS TV in Sacramento. And he said, I want you to go back to that cliff. What would you say to that girl on the edge of the cliff? And I said to her back then, what if everything they said to you has been a lie? And that's when I realized it was me talking to me. The voice I heard was my voice from the future. And that is my favorite way to coach people, to look into your future and coach you from your future. Boom. What do you think of that?
Damn. You mean like you're making me cry. You were in my freaking head. Well, you know what Q says, future proves past. Oh, Joan's sitting here and she cried. And she's heard the story 1,000 times.
I always thought that that's how you should start with the,
Yeah.
but it's even more dramatic.
Oh, yeah, it's that breathing that last breath and yeah,
Very awesome.
you're amazing.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah.
Sell your services.
Now, how do I sell my services from that? So, because he was saying I needed to sell my services about teaching people how to see that work their life from their future.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what you're doing. You're coaching them from their future. You look into their future and you see what they're going to be, and then you coach them from that.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it is a really rare gift.
Yeah.
And I don't know anybody that's coaching people from their future.
Future coaching.
Holy shit. Did you hear that, Clint?
What?
No, see, that's how good the Zoom silencing is. Because if somebody just roared their car so loud, it made both Joan and I scream.
Future coaching. Future coaching. That's you. Future coaching.
Okay.
You look into their future. You see where they're going. You see their best potential, and you coach them from there.
Yep.
All right. Wow.
Okay.
That was a good one.
That was a
I'm
good
glad I could do that for you. But I couldn't have done it for you if I didn't know you so well, That's the way it works.
You know what's interesting about that story? Every time I tell it, like this yesterday, I did a presentation, Sunday, just to a spiritual group. And there's always a couple of people in the audience that start crying. And that was telling it from the way I tell it. From the way you tell it, I think half the audience would start crying. And it's not that I like making people cry, but it's about getting into people's hearts. And yeah, and the way you just told my story gets into people's hearts.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's a very good one. And our experience in Sacramento, that was very profound. It was very
Yeah, you got
profound.
to be part of that. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was really
And you know Malinchek, right?
yeah.
He's always saying
On the
he's
stage.
always saying, coaches have, the best performers have coaches, and coaches need coaches, So that's why, I put that part in to show that you as a coach, you have a coach,
Mhm.
So for a high performer, who's a prospect to have a coach, they should have a coach. Even you have a coach.
Yeah, and I was actually really resistant to that because I was like, I don't need a coach. And then I finally understand why I actually need a coach. So, yeah. And there's actually some humbling that comes with admitting that we all need a coach.
Hey, Tiger Woods has a coach. Michael Jordan has a coach. You know, they all have coaches.
Yeah, I just never called myself a coach, but I'm okay with that now.
You're a future coach.
Okay. So what would be the closing statement, do you think?
I gave you the whole speech. That's the whole speech.
Okay, I'll go back and memorize it.
Yeah, I'll give you the transcript. It's part of this recording already.
Okay,
And there you go.
awesome. Thank
Okay.
you.
Hey, would you mind if I made this into a celebrity entrepreneur's adventure?
No, because one of the things I am actually doing is I use the word adventure in a lot of my work. So
Okay.
it's actually perfect.
All right.
I'm
Well,
playing really
Victoria
fast.
Reynolds.
Go ahead and use it.
Here's Victoria Reynolds joining me for Celebrity Entrepreneur's Adventure number 405. All right. People want your help in seeing their highest potential in the future and you coaching them to that future potential. How should they get in touch with you, Victoria?
VictoriaReynolds.com. Thank you.
All right, I think that's going to do it.
Awesome. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate you.
Hey, it was a pleasure, always.
We'll talk soon.
Okay, bye now.